everybody. So I just wanted to sit down today and show you how I go about meal planning. I used to think it was this horrible, horrible thing and took forever and what am I going to possibly make and all that stuff. So I have a few tips and tricks that I use when I go about doing it, and really it does not take me that long anymore. Super fast, super easy, and we're not wasting food because we're eating. We know what we're eating. We're making the food that I buy. Works out well. So, first
So we need some food right now.
Yes, my daughter is helping with the meal planning over there, making her own little list of foods we need. So anyway, first step, go ahead and check Briella.
Juice and grape juice.
Yes. You check your...
It's a milk.
Briella, no more. Okay. We check the fridge, we check the pantry, see what stuff is in there, what is about to go bad, something that we have just a ton of, so that we can incorporate that into the meal plan so it gets used. Another thing I check are the sales ads for the grocery store here. When I can save extra money, I totally do it. Most of the stuff in the ads is for the processed foods, which we stay away from as best we can, but still every so often they have sales on different cuts of meats or fruits and veggies, so I try to plan around those. It's usually the things that are in season, which are even better for you. They're the more flavorful when they're in season than when they aren't. So anyway, having gone through the ads and everything, this week at the grocery store, apples are on sale, oranges are on sale, so those are the fruits at least that I'm going to be planning in my week. The next thing I do after that is I go over my calendar. I don't have anything written out for the week and the weekly spread yet, but that's not even this week. So anyway, I look at the week and see what I have going on. When stuff's going on in the evenings, I want something either in a crock pot in the morning or something super quick to make after we get home from the evening, or something I can make. I've even done things like during nap time and throw them in the fridge, so then we reheat it. I don't do that very often, but sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. The other thing, when I'm out early in the mornings, I don't necessarily want to be doing crock-pot meals that night because I'm hurried trying to get the kids out the door on time. So there's that. I usually schedule out for the week. I'll do about 5, maybe 6 meals for dinners, and at least 1, and then again possibly 2 nights for leftovers. Because otherwise we will not get through. We won't get through all the food, and it gives me that little buffer night of I don't have to cook anything, and that's always nice. I wanted to give you a few tips and tricks that I have. My kiddos actually eat pretty well. My youngest, we're still trying to get her excited about vegetables, although she will eat broccoli and Brussels sprouts, and peas, which are the weirdest vegetables to be eating. Or to be enjoying. Anyway, so the kids are pretty good, but the husband, his taste buds are set. Although every 7 years, your taste buds actually change. So for all of you that are picky eaters now, give it some time. Keep trying new things, and you can train yourself to like those foods. I know it's weird, and sometimes it's like, why would I be trying to train myself to like something that I don't like? Well, because it's good for you. So what I like to do for my husband is certainly keep in mind the foods that he likes, flavors he likes, types of foods like Mexican. He's always up for a good Mexican dish. So try to incorporate those kind of things into the meal plan to get them excited about what you're going to be making. So, and then I always, every week, well, I don't like to get in a rut and do the same thing over and over and over, especially if it's something that my husband doesn't absolutely love. He'll get tired of it real fast. I could eat the same thing every day for probably 2 months and not be upset. But he definitely likes variety. So I try to throw in 2, maybe 3 new meals every week. Then I can figure out if that's a meal that we really like and I can add it to our list of go-to meals, or if that's something that it was okay but we're not going to try again. And then another option is slowly take some of the old favorites that your family enjoys and just slowly revamp them. You can take, like Marilee was talking about, if something calls for heavy cream, you can substitute in a lighter version of milk, coconut milk or rice milk or any of that. You can, let's see, with the cheese, you can cut back on the cheese. I found recipes usually call for a ton more cheese than they actually need. And so that's an easy one. But I mean, you can just play with it and tweak it. You can go look on Pinterest, and a lot of times they've already revamped some of the recipes, some of the favorites, the comfort foods, if you will. So you can always check there. So, and finally, I like to make probably once a week, maybe sometimes even once every 2 weeks, because my husband's starting to come around to we really need to watch what we're putting in our bodies. It's taking him some time to get used to, but he's starting to be more open-minded about it. So what I like to do every so often is, here's Briella for you, is to add in one of those cheat dinners. So one of his favorites is enchiladas, and he loves, covered in cheese and all that stuff. So I like to throw in maybe some of one meal of that every couple weeks, or make some lasagna or something, one of his top favorites that just gets him excited for dinner. So it's not always, not that he complains, but there's definitely meals he enjoys more than others. So those are some of my tips for you guys. Now on to the actual meal planning. So I have these nice little, I don't know if you can see that very well, blank meal plans, where at the top I put my calorie target, and with every program that you're on, you know how many servings of what, fruits or veggies or proteins and all that you need in a day. So I like to write that up at the top, so it gives me the visual of what I need to be, putting in each column for each day. It has all my meals listed out on the side, and every day of the week. So I am planning every single piece of food I put into my mouth. It makes it easy because I don't want to I found if I just buy some snacks, like to fill in the gaps, I find myself wandering around and I'm not really necessarily sticking to all the goals of the day, if that makes sense. Like one day may be carb heavy, or so I like to plan all of that out in advance, so there's no guessing when I'm starving and the kids are running around and I can't really think. So what I like to do typically while the kids are asleep, or playing very quietly by themselves where it's not too much of a distraction, I like to plan out all of my meals. So here is my filled out meal plan. I like to do a lot of the same things, so again, I'm not wasting throughout the week. So this week, for example, I do a lot of yogurt and granola for one of my snacks. I'll make some cookie dough protein bites, and I'll eat those slowly throughout the week. So, you know, that type of thing. So my personal meal plan will be quite repetitive within the week as far as snacks and breakfast goes, just because, you know, I want to be using the food I'm buying. And then as far as my dinners go, I list them out here, and like I said, I have a couple nights of leftovers, but I like to plan them out, and I like to have, like I said, for when we're out later in the evenings and I don't have a ton of time to cook, I like to plan that sort of thing, but I'm not necessarily tied to that exact day, if that makes sense. So say Monday I'm having honey mustard chicken on my plan. I may instead choose, well, that doesn't really sound that great to us today. We'll have the broccoli chicken mac and cheese. So I mean, I can switch things up, and I cross them off as we have them, so I know what the rest of our options are for the week, and what we've got in the house. So those are just a few of my my ideas, my tips and tricks and stuff for meal planning. I also wanted to tell you, so as I'm pulling my recipes from the from Pinterest or my book of go-to recipes, you want to go through and write out everything that those recipes require. I like to use, let's see, I go onto my phone and I choose this, I don't know if you can see this, Our Groceries, that app, and then you can have different grocery stores or whatever. And then as you enter in an item, say spinach, it's already set up for me, but you can tell it which section of the store you want that to be listed out in. So as you're going through the store, all your dairy things are together and all your produce items are together. So it makes it really easy to get your grocery shopping done. After you build your list, you're gonna want to go through and check everything that's in your pantry and your fridge to make sure you're not double buying. I have done that before, more than once. So you want to make sure you're doing that. And really, I think that's it. I definitely, when I'm drawing recipes, I go onto the Pinterest boards that we have. Look there, look through my tried and true. I have the Fix It cookbook, which is always a good source for the healthy recipes. So again, just look for recipes that your family is going to enjoy based on flavors and types of food and all that, and you're going to be good to go. If you guys want, I can definitely put together my meal plan to share with you guys if you need a few more ideas, or just to see how I personally did mine. So I think that's it. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful weekend, and hopefully all these tips and stuff make meal planning just a little bit easier for you guys. Have a great one. Bye.